I think the first thing is really to say it's not for everyone. I think and that's a really important thing, because I think a lot of people look at, if we take the definition of accelerator support program, perhaps 3 months, perhaps 6 months, they may have their own funds, they may put a bit of capital into you to accelerate you, in a nutshell, to get you to the next stage of your growth so that you really focus on what you are doing.
Do you want to explain what an accelerator is and the benefits of being in one for a startup?
Absolutely. And, I think the first thing is really to say it's not for everyone. I think and that's a really important thing, because I think a lot of people look at, if we take the definition of accelerator support program, perhaps 3 months, perhaps 6 months, they may have their own funds, they may put a bit of capital into you to accelerate you, in a nutshell, to get you to the next stage of your growth so that you really focus on what you are doing. I'm going through one at present with Europe's largest B2B accelerator, Startup Wise Guys, and I'm also heading up venture at Birmingham Enterprise Community. So sort of see it from both sides. In my experience, you've really, again, you've got to have an affinity with the program. With Wise Guys, for example, they're European. I've spent a lot of time in sort of European countries. A lot of our team are over there. So we had a lot of synergies. Brexit is, we're now opening up a base in Italy as well. So there's been a lot of reasons there. It has to make sense. And I think one thing that I've always seen with a number of companies is that, okay, we've been through programs A, B, and C. You start to try and look a little bit in terms of, well, where have they come from the beginning through to the end? And more often than not, I would say, well, it really depends on the program. They could be more confused. They may have been focused on a market that they shouldn't have been going into. But as you say, there are more and more out there at the moment that are vertical. If I was to talk in industry verticals, we're talking about Geovation, which is a sort of a semi-UK government one that's focused on sort of the geography of the world and more prop tech related solutions. You can find them. They can be slightly harder to find sometimes in the UK, because I've always found a little bit more conservative here than programs over in Europe, less risk averse in terms of putting capital in. But there's more and more coming out there for sure.
But one of the things that I recently learned, which has come out of this COVID crisis, is that you could be on an accelerator program from any place in the world and do it from your bedroom now. So I was recently in a program for Startup Istanbul in Turkey, getting advice from mentors from America, from the Far East, from the Middle East, and it was brilliant. And I was able to do that. And at the same time, I was getting all the benefits that come with being in a startup accelerator, including, $5,000 worth of AWS credits, so that we can build on Amazon, and access to Hootsuite and HubSpot and Zendesk.
A lot of things that you just wouldn't be able to act. And I completely concur with that, right? I went through a program called UTech Ventures, which is the largest accelerator in Peru. So I have a co-founder one of my co-founders is over in Panama. So the founding team, we all speak Spanish. Spanish markets is quite a big thing for us in Latin America. And it fitted really well. They're one of the best acceleration programs in Latin America, one of the largest funds in Peru as well. And it's given us huge access to the region. It gives you a lot more visibility on what's happening over there. The networks are very good. And I think, the main thing, a lot of people don't realize that, what you get out of an accelerator through the mentors or the industry connections is worth a hell of a lot more really than what you perceive it to be. Because until you've actually gone through one, you don't see that.